A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I begin as always in the name of Allah, whose grace I seek in this and all other matters. This is just a short video to let you know that I will have to close this channel. My access to this channel was provided through a portal which it was purchased by my university, the one that I retired from 14 years ago, as a corporate account. And although there were certain advantages in terms of having the text service and a filter for too many ads and that kind of thing, it turns out that my entire online presence was filtered through that institution. And it has been necessary to reestablish myself in a less corporate fashion. So I will close this channel and I will be getting some tech assistance so I can create another channel which I'm hoping to call the Divine Feminine in Islam, or the Lady Imam, because I want to be able to talk about the Jamal aspects throughout Islamic history and literature, because I think it's been underemphasized as a consequence of the pervasive reality of patriarchy. Nothing particular about it in Islam. It pretty much works the same everywhere. And that is on the basis of a vertical relationship, a hegemonic relationship where someone has to be in charge or on top of someone else. And I want to talk about the divine feminine because it's about mutual relationships and reciprocal partnerships. And we have these elements throughout our history. It's been emphasized, obviously, within the Sufi lore and literature. But in our day, in the 21st century, I think we need to look at some of the other marvelous manifestations of ways in which the feminine is an integral part of everything, really. So I'm going to call it the Divine Feminine / the Lady Imam. And I'm going to talk about the reality of embracing the sacred through many different practices and preferences. It will be a location to affirm the full human dignity of all persons, and as such, I will endeavor to also make conversations with Muslims who have been marginalized by certain interpretations. I call them TOM, the othered Muslims, and the ways in which we sustain our faith in Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, Rahim, the most compassionate, by not aligning ourselves with interpretations and practices that seek to exclude. I hope that those of you who did enjoy some of the things that I posted here will look for me in that space. If I'm lucky, depending on the tech help that I'm trying so hard to get, if I'm lucky, there will be a launching after the month of Ramadan is done, sort of like an Eid launching. In the meantime, because I have been mostly offline and because I had to switch out of a number of accounts that had been associated with that email address, and also in my usual way traveling around the world, I am hoping to have a little bit of a contest called Where in the World is Amina Wadud? I have made a few posts, and there are ways in which people can sort of pinpoint where I am, and that's great. So it's not like it's impossible. But I took the location markers off of all of my devices, and yet I still went to many places, and I still loaded, especially to my Instagram account, which is now actually called the Lady Imam. And I started a new Twitter account, which is also called the Lady Imam. And so I am present on the web, but with this need to change my main account addresses and the portals through which I would go onto the internet while traveling around the world, it may not be obvious where exactly I am for the long haul. So, well, I'll give you one hint. It's not in the United States, although that's still my legal residence, and I will go back and forth because it's where my lovely family is, most of them. So, I'm just sending out this message with the hopes that I haven't disappointed people because of my inability to use this medium and the long lapse that has been since I posted something while I was trying to get it together. Number one, you may notice that the camera's not moving because I finally got a tripod. How simple was that, right? Um, so I am trying to improve the quality of just the presentation through this medium, and that only highlighted how little knowledge I had about technology. And so, I've been making dua and making inquiries and doing interviews really to try to get some help. But because of the change from the main portal that I had been using and all of the accounts that had been connected to it, I found it necessary to first kind of learn some basic things before going into what I consider to be more creative. In the meantime, I have a friend who has been arrested without charges, mostly, in solitary confinement for more than 10 months in Saudi Arabia. And one of the things that they used in order to claim they have evidence against her was her own use of the new technology. So messages that you send, somebody can confiscate your device and, accuse you of certain things that may or may not be true. So in addition to this corporate account experience that I had and trying to come out from under it, and my friend's arrest and them using her social media and technology as a way to sort of spy on her. I hope all of you are careful about how you use this medium. I am not recommending censorship. I'm just saying that we have enough technology that we can do some things that are not really honest and true. And we can do things, obviously, that are harmful to other people. In fact, one of the reasons why I took the hiatus was because I was actually exhausted by trolls. And it's not going to be easy for me to pretend that it's still not a thorn in my side. However, I have decided that it's much easier for me to continue to make these conversations for the places where it is that I think that the conversation was needed and wanted, and it's not necessary for me to occupy myself with the ways in which some people don't have anything else to do except for use these as forms of harassment. So I especially want to thank those of you who did take the time to subscribe to this channel, and hopefully I will see you elsewhere on the World Wide Web as the Lady Imam. Look for you there.